all of you. Today I am here with another video, very interesting and very useful for you guys, that is related to the troubleshooting of the freshwater generator. Because so many times these questions are being asked to the uh, boys that related to the troubleshooting aspect. Like you can see here, first is your drop in production. Suppose the freshwater generator production reduces, then and next I can tell you, next is your low C cooling water or the ejector pump flow or the pressure. Next is your sight glass overflow. Next is your salinity is too high. So insufficient brine extraction, frequent refill of freshwater expansion tank due to the loss of hot water, and an abnormal amperage of the ejector pump. So these are some of the troubleshooting aspects which you should know, and in each case, what action you are going to take. So mostly it is going to help you in the MEP paper. So I will just start discuss with you guys related to the troubleshooting aspect, and you can understand better. So first is your drop in production, means sufficient production is not there. So first column represents your problem, second column represents the causes, and third column represents the action. So first, if the production drop is there, so what can be the cause? Either the partially blocked feed water orifice or sludge deposition in hot water side. Hot water means basically the evaporator. Okay. So in this case, what action has to be taken? The evaporator section has to be dismantled and clean the evaporator and orifices. And after that, you can restart the system. Sludge on the heat exchanger plates on the seawater side. So that means we have to check the condenser. So dismantle the condenser and clean it. So problem will be solved. This inlet channel in the evaporator or the condenser plate is getting blocked. Maybe with the rust scales, or the gasket has broken and the fragments are basically blocking the channel. So in that case needs the cleaning either of the evaporator or condenser passages. Too low ejector pump pressure. We will see that in the ejector pump pressure section below. Leakages. When we talk about leakages, if the leakages are happening, so then what you have to do, you have to do the pressure test. So 1.5 kp kilopascal per centimeter square, it's 1.5 bar. You have to do the pressure test and make sure that there should not be any leakage. Once you do the pressure test, you will come to know about it. Foreign bodies in the injector nozzles, then the sufficient suction will not be there. So you have to inspect this nozzle and clean and replace the nozzle, and if not damaged. Otherwise, the cleaning is sufficient. So this is also one of the major issues. Too high back pressure on the ejector outlet side. That means the overboard valve some problem. Check the overboard pipes valves for blockade and functionability. So if this is there, then of course the production will be reduced. It's saying about 0.6 bar. Non-return valve in the air extraction pipe defective. Yes. So then we have to replace the non-return valve. Hot water temperature too high. Hot water temperature too high. Then in that case reduce to the specified temperature. If the hot water temperature, that means basically the jacket water temperature, and it is normally not the case when we run with the jacket water and main engine is running. Okay. So in that scenario, this case is very rare. Defective water clock, that means we are talking about the flow meter. So we have to check the flow meter. It's saying about we have to either take the 10 liter pail and we have to check the production with the stopwatch. and we can examine that yes, the flow meter is correct. So this is one of the way of checking the flow part of it. Okay. So if you see, and when you do the checkings, you can easily find out the cause of the drop in production and actions. Basically, the evaporator or the condenser section is having the rust scale and depositions. So this is the thing. Otherwise, maybe sometime you have the ejector pump low pressure. This is also one of the problem in the ballast condition. This problem. So next we will go for the another part, that is your low seawater cooling or the ejector pump pressure. Minimum pressure 300 kP. Okay, so 3 bar is the minimum requirement at the inlet side of the ejector. So what is the cause? Too low, you can see, too low ejector pump pressure. If the ejector pump pressure actually too low, clean and replace and check the pressure gauge also if the problem with the pressure gauge. Otherwise, maintenance of the ejector pump is error. Suction strainer block most of the time. Most of the time you will see the suction side, suction strainer is blocked. Clean the suction strainer and start the pump. Valves on the suction or pressure side getting defected. The valve, okay, so examine overall the valve, or if the valve is completely defective, replace it. Leakage from the suction pipe or the pump. Okay, this is one of the problem. Yes, you have to find out the leakages and then replace it. Sometimes what happened, the suction strainer which we have seen, the cover is there, and from the cover it sucks air. So in that case, you have to fix with the proper rubber gasket, and then if required, you can seal it with the grease also, the outside part. So it is not allowed the air to relate. Impeller or the seal being defective, you have to check it and replace it if required. Clogged up condenser plate stack. Yes. In that case, basically the condenser plates has to be dismantled and cleaned. Pump rotating in wrong direction. Yes, this is also possible, especially when we have the maintenance of the motor is being done, and maybe by mistake the direction of rotation is changed due to the connections. So interchange the phases, the problem will be solved. Next is your side glass overflow. We have the side glass given in the freshwater generator, and basically to check the flow. So in that case, if the normal back pressure of the freshwater pump is approximately 1.2 to 1.6 bar, so if it is more, then it is going to be problem. So we can see that how it is. Suction pipe leakages. So suction pipe is leaking, so it is going to overflow. The suction pipe, especially unions and connections, has to be checked and required repair. Do that. Mechanical seal in the freshwater pump is found defective. Replace the mechanical seal. Impeller seal ring in the freshwater extraction. We are talking about the distillate pump. So in this case, the impeller seal ring, everything has to be checked. Check the pump maximum clearance maintains the freshwater pump. Pump rotating in wrong direction. Interchange the phases. Pump rotating in wrong direction. Interchange the phases. Valves to freshwater tank closed. Check all the valves. Whatever is the freshwater tank valves, if it is found closed, check it and open it. Inlet filter for water cloth blocked. There is a small filter that also you have to see, and in that case it has to be clean. Then you have the sufficient flow, and then water will be discharged. Next is salinity too high. It is also a very frequent problem, more than 2 ppm. So we are maintaining less than 2, water is good. So salinity too high. Demister not fitted correctly, very, very important. During the complete overhaul and maintenance, once the cleaning is there, and after cleaning you have to make sure that this is correct. Check that demister is fitted against baffle and front cover. As per the manual instruction, you must check it, and demister should be correct. Front cover gasket defect or not fitted correctly. The front cover gasket. The gasket is also very important. You have to check it should not be broken from any side, and if required, you have to replace the front cover gasket. Insufficient brine extraction. That means salinity is high, and brine extraction is not happening. Then in that case, you have to see why the extraction which is done by the brine extractor is not done. So the ejector we have to look it for. We will see that. The electrode unit defective or dirty. Examine the electrode unit for cracks and if required changes. Leakage in the condenser section. Of course, the pressure testing of the condenser section is required. 6 bar, and if any defective plate or any defective gasket related to that, then it has to be changed and replaced, or the gasket replacement or the complete plate replacement, whatever is required, it has to be done. So that is also one of the problem. Condenser, that seawater is coming and then basically it mixing with the fresh water, and the salinity is going to be high. So this is also one of the prominent cause. Now next is your insufficient brine extraction. Site class higher than 20 mm. So brine extraction is not getting sufficient. So what is the thing? Ejector pump pressure too low. Yes, because the sufficient suction is not created. Ejector is not getting the sufficient driving water and with the pressure, and unable to create the suction pressure. So in that case, low seawater pressure or ejector pump pressure that will be applied, and we have to make sure that the sufficient pressure 3.5 to 5 or 5 bar is sufficient. Foreign bodies in the ejector nozzle. Yes, you have to clean. Check the nozzle, clean, and if suppose the nozzles are damaged, replaced. But this is not the problem. Mostly it is clogged, so it has to be cleaned. Too high back pressure downstream. Okay, overboard valves and pipes has to be checked. Wrong dimension of feed water orifice. Yes, but generally until unless it is being checked or replaced by other one previous engine staff, otherwise it is okay. So as per the manual, check it, and correct technical specifications, orifice should be there. Non-return valve in the brine suction pipe of the ejector is defective. The non-return valve of the brine suction pipe ejector is defective. So it has to be checked and replaced. Okay. Next problem is your frequent refill of fresh water. Expansion tank due to the loss of hot water. Actually, this is not a very common problem, but yes, we can see as it is given in the manual. Leakage in evaporator suction side. Evaporator section. So evaporator means we have the jacket water leakage. Pressure testing, 6 bar. If there is a defective plate, remove the plate, or the gasket or the correct assembly is not being done. So this type of problem can happen due to the maintenance. So you have to check it, find out, and replace the plate or replace the gasket, whichever is being required. Abnormal amperage of the ejector pump. Yes, this is also the problem, especially after the motor overhauls. You can find out this type of thing. So ejector nozzle defective. Yes, due to that also the problem or possibility is there. So it is not only with the ejector pump. If the amperage is high, people are thinking that the ejector pump itself, the motor itself, some problem, or the pump is having problem. Here you can see the ejector nozzles are also giving problem. If it is defective, you have to replace the nozzles. Wrong dimensions of the feed water inlet orifice. Generally this is not the case, but anyway you have to check it as per the list of spare parts and the drawing. If the supply is wrong, you have to check it and ask for the correct one, or if you have the correct one, replace it. Bearings in the motor defective. Yes, now we are concentrating on the motor part. Bearings defective, examine and replace. Contactor defective, examine and replace. Breaking of the phases, 5% difference in amperage in the phases, then only you have to think about it, and if it is there, you have to replace it. Okay, so these are the problems, or you can see the troubles which is being faced by the engineers on board. And regarding the freshwater generator, this I have discussed about the plate type of the freshwater generator, and in this one you are going to completely understand the various problems associated with the freshwater generator, and how to tackle it, how to go about it. And this is one of the very important aspect related to the freshwater generator operation and maintenance. And if you can take care of this, the water production on board will be nice, and you can solve the problem very easily. And I will always suggest that always refer the manual, concentrate and focus on the various causes, and it is going to give you the quick remedy. And if you can pinpoint the trouble, you can pinpoint the causes, then the remedial action is already there. And so the referring to the manual is the best way for tackling any troubles. So I hope this is going to give you a better understanding about the troubleshooting part of the freshwater generator. Thank you.
वीडियोस बनाने हैं, फिल्मोरा है ना।